Welcome to Daily Armor. Today I'm going to be in 1 Corinthians chapter 10. I want to look at verses 1 through 14. I don't know that I'll have time to go into detail that I'm really looking at so many details. But I want to concentrate on verse number 6, and I want to look at verse number 13. So for the sake of time, because I do have to leave to go run an errand very early this morning, and I want to make this a little quicker. I want to read verse number 6 and I want to read verse number 13. So let's look at 1 Corinthians 10, verse number 6. It says, "Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted." And now I want to read number 13. Verse number 13 says, "There hath no temptation taken you but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it." I was thinking about some struggles that I've been having lately, and it's a result. What I'm doing is I'm disobeying what the Lord has told me. The Lord has told me to not have sugar. Yet I have found there are certain circumstances and there are certain things that really, really are a temptation for me. And I have given into those from time to time, and I'm looking at that, and I'm having to ask for forgiveness for it. And I'm so thankful that forgiveness is available. I love that goodness and mercy follow me all the days of my life. Why? God's good all the time. His goodness is always there. He's good to his children. He's good to me. He's good to you. And his mercy, I need that mercy every day, all the time, because there's stuff I mess up. There's stuff that I fail and that I fall. And I've noticed this one little thing kind of keeps coming back up. And I'll just be honest, ice cream seems to be a really, really difficult thing for me to say no, especially in certain circumstances. My husband loves a banana split from Dairy Queen. And I go to Dairy Queen and I'm like, I like it all. It's all yummy to me. And I'm like, oh, I'll just have one. But when I'm thinking about, I'm disobeying God. And so this has come up this past weekend. It come up the weekend before that we were out and about. And then, he was like, I'm going to find us a Dairy Queen. And so then I had a hot fudge sundae, and then I had a blizzard, and all these things come at a cost, at a price. And that price is that I'm disobeying God. And there's some examples of disobedience here in 1 Corinthians chapter number 10. And I can't say, well, I can't help it. That's just the way I'm wired. I can't help it. That's what my body wants. That's what no, God expects me to obey when he tells me not to do something. And I know it's something as simple as sugar. There's lots of things he's told me to not do. There's lots of things he's told me to do. I'm also struggling with exactly how to do certain things. I'm wanting to, and I'm pursuing them, and I know God will help me along the way. And verse number 13 reminds me that I can't make an excuse for myself. I can't say, well, that's just the way I am, and there's no way for me to get around it, because there's always going to be that temptation. He's telling me in verse number 13 that he's made a way for me to be able to escape that, for me to be able to have an alternative. I was telling my Sunday school class, we've been in Genesis for several weeks, and we'll be there for another, week or so, I think. And this past Sunday's lesson was on Eve's temptation in the garden. She took of the fruit of the forbidden tree. And for me, when I'm taking of ice cream that's been made with sugar, I'm taking of that fruit that's been forbidden. And I feel nasty. I feel gross. because I'm disobedient. And I have, it's a failure on my part. And as I look at that and I realize that, yes, forgiveness is available, but you also don't get to use the excuse, well, I'll just ask for forgiveness, or I'll just ask for forgiveness. That's not repenting. Repenting is that asking for forgiveness and repenting that you did it, so that you will in the future not want to go down, not want to make that same mistake. And for me, I have to plan. I have to put myself in I have to prepare to be in those circumstances. We're having missions conference this week. And so people are bringing, we're making food, we're providing, meal for people to get to know the missionaries, for the missionaries to have, meals provided for them. And, you've got ladies that are making these wonderful desserts. And so as I was thinking, Lord, you've made a way for me to not give in to this. And a lot of times I can just grin and bear it and say no, 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 no. But in certain circumstances, it proves to be very difficult. When I'm wanting to enjoy something with my husband, it's very difficult for me to just watch him eat a banana split and I just sit there and enjoy his company. I want to join in and that be something that we share together. So I had a plan for last night of how to, be able to eat with everybody and enjoy with everybody. And I made sure I had a keto meal for me to eat, something that everybody would be able to enjoy. And I also made me a keto dessert. And I made up I made up 2 batches, and I made me up enough to do me the week. And so I've got something already prepared in the refrigerator. I put it in my little cooler and I'm good to go. And it was delicious. And I did not have any issues yesterday. And so I've also told my husband, I said, listen, we're going to have to stop going to Dairy Queen. You can have a banana split at other places. If you go to one of those ice cream shops that have the actual real ice cream, and you could even, still get a soft serve version of it. I said, they're going to almost always have, and that's what I have to make sure, that I can go to an ice cream place that has sugar-free ice cream available, and I can enjoy that in a cup, and I'm not sinning against the Lord, and I'm enjoying a cool, refreshing treat with my husband, and it's something that we are getting to enjoy together. But I'm not doing it and doing it in spite of what God has told me to do. I'm not doing it in disobedience. I can enjoy it so much better. I enjoyed last night so much. And I didn't have the scrumptious looking desserts that were prepared. I didn't have any of those. I just grabbed mine. It was super delicious. It was all sugar free. And it was God, because God has made a way. He's made me with enough planning abilities and enough brain abilities to say, hey, you're going to be tempted over here. Bring you something that you can have. Be prepared. That's going into battle with all of my armor on. That is putting on all those pieces of armor. He has prepared me to do that. And I have repented, and then I have to return to what God says, and then I'm resolving by preparing myself for the next battle, for that next circumstance, because it's going to come up. He's going to want another banana split. And I'm going to say, we're not going to Dairy Queen unless they had some kind of sugar-free option that I'm not aware of. We're not going to Dairy Queen, but take me over here. Or if he wants to go to Dairy Queen, I have to have something in my pack with me that I can have. I can bring, I can pack me a little cooler and bring me some of my sugar-free chocolate. Or, I can do something. I can pack something if he just has to have a Dairy Queen banana split. But I think he will have some compassion on me and say, okay, let's go find an ice cream shop that sells real ice cream, and we'll find you some sugar-free. And then, or even go by there and get me a sugar-free ice cream in a cup, and then we'll run over to Dairy Queen and get him a banana split. And we'll enjoy it like that together. So whatever, there's a way around it. I don't know what your temptation is. I'm being honest and letting you know I have, there's some things that give me a hard time. And there's some things that gives you a hard time. And they don't have to all be elaborate. They don't all have to be these huge sins that we think of, that we were like, oh, well, he did that. Oh, she did that. No, you've got your own stuff. I've got my own stuff. I know what they are. I know what bothers me. And you have to make a plan. Now, accept his mercy that we have this Father that is so perfect, and he will not put up with disobedience, but he does have forgiveness available. And when we truly repent, he will forgive us. And when we truly repent, we're going to return to what he said or what he said not to. We're going to return to following him, not him following me. Not, Lord, come on over here. We're going to have some ice cream from Dairy Queen. He's like, no, that's not what I've told you. He has his reasons. His protection, his provisions, he's got his reasons for telling me this. And I have seen the health benefits of doing it his way. And I am reaping those health benefits of doing it his way. And when I do it my way, it causes me pain. It causes me discomfort. It causes me, to feel ashamed and feel ugly and feel, swollen and just disgusting. But when I repent and then I return to what God says, and I following him, and then I resolve in my being, in my heart, in my mind, I'm putting back on all those pieces of armor, not leaving anything out, putting on all those pieces of armor. He has provided me a way to say no to this scrumptious little treat. And I've got good alternatives. I'm not over here and feel sorry for me because I'm not being able to enjoy this. I have some scrumptious, delicious, wonderful things that God has provided for me as a way of escape. And I can even do that and enjoy it. And then I also have that added benefit that I am absolutely still in his will, still doing it his way, still following him. And I'm going to reap those health benefits and those spiritual benefits most of all, but even those health benefits for me that because I'm doing it his way. He's giving us examples in this chapter 10, and I want to get into that. I want to dive into that a little bit more, some of those examples. But I want us to understand that God is faithful, and he has provided us a way of escape. So I don't know what your temptations are. I don't know what gives you trouble. Could be something little, could be something big. It's all an act of disobedience unto the Lord when we give in to those things. And how can we overcome those? He's saying we can. He's saying that we're able. Why? Because he's faithful and he has provided a way. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again soon.